This conference will now be recorded.
So if you want to create a new company, the first step is country master. First step is country master. Okay, give me 1 second. First one is country master. You need to understand. So this country master, it is available by default in the system. Let me show you that one. It is in organization administration. Organization administration, collapse all organizations. Sorry, here global address book. Then here global address setup. Address setup. So it is in organization administration. Addresses. Global address book, addresses, address setup. Okay, the first step. So if you go inside, like address setup, in this country region, it is available. It is available by default. Okay, new button is available, but don't create new country master. Don't create new country master. Existing country, whatever it is there, try to use it. So if you want to understand about UK, then the country name is GBR. So United Kingdom country code is GBR. It is not UK. This is GBR, United Kingdom. Suppose take the example Oman. The country code is OMN. If you understand, suppose United Arab Emirates, country name is ARE. ARE is United Arab Emirates country code. So the country code is little bit different. So maybe whenever you are implementing, people may ask, create a new country code, but don't create country code. It is most important. Why? The reason behind, the country specific features was developed by Microsoft will be available in this master only. So in this master, the country specific codes was written by Microsoft. Suppose if you create a new like country master, if Microsoft is developing a new country already, like country specific localizations exist, or if they are creating in future, then you are going to lose that one. Understood, everyone, particularly finance team. The reason behind, India has Indian taxation, GST. China has China taxation. Australia has Australian taxation. So the entire taxations exist in this country master. Understood? So in the world around whatever it is 200 countries exist, all these countries available by Microsoft. It was created by Microsoft. You need not to create anything. Okay, you need not to create anything. It is available already by default. So don't create any country master. Particularly suppose Brazil, it is BRA. So for Brazil, this BACEN code is mandatory. Okay, country specific features will be was developed by Microsoft in this master. So don't create country master, already existing country master, because these country codes are international codes. uh, it was already declared for the entire world. If you are exporting or importing, this is their international codes. So try to use the same code whatever it is available, country region. Next, address setup. So you can create your own address setup. You can create your own address setups. So street, city, state, postal code, country region, like different codes are available. If it is Russia, they will have uh, building number is mandatory. If it is USA, it is county. If it is India, it is district. Like this, it is available. So you can create your own address format, and you can add that address format here for this country. You can attach address format. Understood? So this format is, you can create your own. You can add, you can remove, you can make it up and down something. So for Russia, building complement is mandatory. Okay, here it is available: city, zip code, county, state, country, street, district. Like there are so many things. As per the country specific, you can define your address format. You can define address format. Already by default it was given by Microsoft, and if you want to modify, you can modify. You can tag this address format to this country master here. So if it is suppose India, it is available 15 format. So that means like this. But actually building complement is not mandatory in India. It is not required. You can remove this one. If you want, you can add it, otherwise you can skip. Whatever the format you want, you can define. Address format you can modify, but country, don't create your own formats. Don't create your own formats, and try to use the existing country codes whatever it is available. Then you can create states here. While creating states, you need to select country here, then states will be shown. Okay, so country master, as I told you, it will be available by default. And states, I'm not sure, you need to verify. It may not be exist, then you need to create your states. And then county, if it is USA, county is required. So city, if you want to create city, then first you need to select country and apply filter. Then cities, and then districts. Like this. Okay, whatever it is. And street is not required to in the address you can enter directly. Okay, so look at this one. If it is Russia, there is a specific. Only for Russia, there is something, it is mandatory. They have so many codes, and even their naming convention also sometimes it will be different. Only for Russia. Okay, so for Russia, group house is mandatory for them. That is the reason it is available. This is for Russia. And land plots, Russia, group of plots. So whatever it is mandatory for you, you can use it. Whatever it is not required, you can leave it. Zip codes. Understood? The first step is address setup. So remaining all are simple. Only for Russia, there is some a group of houses like land plots, group of plots is mandatory for them. That is the reason it is available. And remaining all are normal process. You can define and you can use it. So the first step is country and address setup. Next, any doubt in this? Next one is legal entity. If any doubt, if anyone want to discuss, please interrupt me at any point of time. No issues. Next one is legal entity. So here, organizations, legal entities. This is company creation. Okay. Next step is legal entity. Theme, organization, administration, organization, organizations, legal entity. Okay, now in this we need to create a new company. I'm clicking new. Tell me any your favorite company name. Anyone, please. At least I can understand you are able to hear me. Anyone? If you want to plan to start a new business, what is your company name?
Serco PLC.
Sorry, can you please spell out?
Yeah, SERCO
Serco
PLC.
PLC. Okay. Then the code name is I'm giving SCS PLC. This is 3 letters or 4 letters code with anything you can give. Till now we have practiced USMF. Now here this is 3 letters or 4 letters. It may be alphanumeric. Suppose I want SP01, SP02, SP03 or S0001, S0002 like that. Your wish as per your comfort. And I'm mapping USA because USA is a standard functionality. I would like to show from USA. Click OK. Serco PLC I have created. So now immediately that country code, that company name is available. Earlier it is USMF, now it is SPLC. Okay. And if it is 2012, if it is 2012, I'm suggesting you close the application and open the application. If it is D365, refresh once. It is not mandatory, but if it is 2012, definitely you need to do one. You need to close the application and open, because in the back end, this company related information, it will be updated a lot, tables levels. Fine. So the company is created. Next one is number sequences. We need to create number sequences. Okay. So for this, you need to go any module is fine, no issues. Accounts receivable, accounts payable, any module. Setup parameters. The first step is parameters only for any module. So number sequences will be one of the tab. Number sequences. If you observe, it is blank. It is accounts receivable parameters. Like this, any module you can go. Suppose procurement and sourcing module. Just I'm telling you, just I'm showing you any module. So let me go to procurement sourcing, setup, procurement and sourcing parameters. Number sequences. It will be blank. If I am going to inventory management module, just for understanding purpose, I'm showing you everywhere setup, inventory management parameters. Everywhere number sequences are empty. Number sequences, so it was empty. Okay, any module is fine. So any module parameters. Any module parameters, right click, view details. Then there is a button called generate. New button is available. New button is available, but generate button. Actually, if it is 2012, there will be a magic tool here. One image will be shown here. So magic tool in 2012. So you know, like abracadabra, people will do like this magic tool, some kind of thing. This tool will be shown here. Generate. If you click on generate, if you want to create one by one number sequences, it may take 2 to 3 days for you. Rather than that one, what we are doing, we are creating automatic number sequences. It will take 2 to 3 minutes time, not more than that. But whereas for you, if you want to create one by one number sequence and you need to attach number sequences, it will take, definitely it will take so much time, some hours, maybe 20 hours, 15 hours. Okay, so click on next. It's a just information only, there is no issue. Give me 1 second, there is network issue. Okay, so next. So look at this one, there are so many number sequences, each module wise number sequences it is showing. Okay, for AR and AP it is showing so many. That is, to be frankly, it is not correct. So why it is showing means I don't know. It is not 195, 164. It is around 30, 35 number sequence only. Total around some 430, 440 number sequences. I have not counted. It is not that much important. All the number sequences it is creating by with that small tool by clicking generate button. If I click finish, it will create automatically. Okay, I'm proceeding to click finish. It may take 2 minutes time. plus or minus 1 to 2 minutes or 3 minutes time. It is processing. Okay, now it was finished. Now if I close this form and if I open this form once again, any module, any parameters, number sequences will be created. Any module, it is not only inventory management. If you go to accounts receivable module, parameters, it will be created. For all modules, number sequences was created by this button. It was created. Okay, how it was created? What is the format they have followed? Look at this one. For customer account, it is SPLC dash 6 digits. That means whenever if you are creating a new customer, it will show SPLC dash 501. But I don't like this one. I don't want this SPLC dash 001 because if I go to vendor account, I'm going to procurement and sourcing parameters. If I go to number sequences, if I go to vendor account, it is not available here. Then it is in AP parameters. Setup parameters. Number sequences. So vendor account, if I go inside, how the format is available, it is SPLC dash 0001. So for customers, SPLC 0001, for vendors, SPLC 0001. It is confusing me when I'm using this one. If I look at the code, whether it is a customer or vendor, it is confusing. So for this correction, I mean to say modification for some of the number sequences. For some of the number sequences, we need to modify in real-time scenario. Okay, for vendors, suppose if you want vendor code should be SPLC-V-0001. This is I like that format. If it is a customer, SPLC-C-0001, like that I want. Then there are two options. You can create a new number sequence, like new. You can create new and you can attach that new number sequence here, or you can modify this existing number sequence. Either one is fine. Simply what I'm doing now, I'm clicking here V dash. I'm saving. I'm modifying the existing one. What happens? The format, look at this one. SPLC dash V dash 0001. So that by looking into that code, I can understand this is vendors. Okay. So here, if you want, you can make it like continuous or manual, either one. Otherwise, if you have not mentioned mint, it is continuous only. It will create continuous only. But if you want really without break, I want to use this one, then I can enable like this. Even if you have not touched manually, that means if you are not enabled manually, then it will be a continuous only. Okay. Next, in the same manner for customers also, I would like to change. So what are the number sequences I need to modify in real-time scenario while implementing. Then customers, vendors, purchase order, sales order, product receipt, all those things. Like this. So it will be 3 characters. So total 13. So how much length it is available means 20 length. The maximum is 20. The maximum is 20. So this is 4 characters, this is 3 characters, this is 6 characters, total 13 characters. Okay, so like this, you need to create number sequences, any parameters, okay, any model parameters. So after this, modify number sequences. Or create new number sequences and attach. There are many things. One is you need to discuss with your client and you need to proceed. Vendors, purchase orders, product receipt, vendor invoice, sales order, packing slip, customer invoice, like whatever you learned, so many transactions. For everything, there will be one transaction, one number sequence, all you need to modify. For sales quotation, for prospects, so for opportunity, prospects, sales quotation sent, sales quotation confirmation, and in the same manner, like sales agreements, purchase agreements, all the transactions, each and every transaction, whatever you have learned, every transaction will have one number sequence. That number sequence, by default, it will create company code plus usually 6 characters, like this. But you need to modify as per the client requirement. You need to show and you need to discuss with the client and you need to modify these number sequences. Some of the number sequences are from like SCM, some of the number sequences from finance. So this is majorly for SCM consultant. Okay, it is not a hurdle or mandatory. I mean to say, it is not a stopping factor. You can continue, but in future, client may ask like, why you have not suggested this step? It is confusing me now. So that is the reason you need to modify the number sequences. Understood? Any doubt here? Anyone? Okay, fine. Number sequences are created. Next.
Satya sir,
Yes, please.
in case if we have a
Yeah.
multiple legal entities and if we want to create in the multiple legal entities for customer and vendor, then in that case, company name is not advisable, right? Hello,
Hmm.
can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, your voice is breaking a lot. Okay, yeah.
What
Yeah,
I'm
now it is clear.
asking for, yeah. So, for example, we have a 5 legal entities and we want to create one customer in all legal entities. In that case,
Mm, mm,
customer company name with that number is not advisable, right?
yes. So here actually one is like by default you need to create this customer in each and every legal entity. It is must. This is mandatory. But if we have special permission, we can make shared data. So if you want a shared like customers shared data, the concept is introduced in D365. It is not available in 2012. everything is company specific now here. So if you want shared customer data or vendor data, you need to raise a request to Microsoft. Microsoft will verify, and then they will change your data into customers and vendors as a shared data. But usually for one specific customer, you cannot change the number sequence. You will create all number sequences in general. In normal situations, you are going to create number sequences for each and every legal entity. So the same customer is maybe existing for multiple companies. You need to create like that only in general scenario. Understood, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, but if you want shared data, you need to raise a request for vendors and customers. But for some of them, like suppose cash discounts kind of thing, then shared data is available. You can use, this is D365 special functionality. There is a concept called shared data. I have not used it, to be frankly. Shared data concept is available. This is in D365 only. One second. That is another topic. It will be deviated from the function whatever we are discussing. But you can write down shared data D365. I will explain you this one later. Cross company data. This is introduced in D365. So this means if you want some specific fields, I mean to say customer, like suppose take the example like cash discounts. Cash discounts, I'm going to use the same cash discounts for across 20 companies. I don't want to create once again. Then we have an option called like cross company data. Okay, not this one actually. One second. This is cross company data. Okay, we are deviating this one. Definitely I will discuss one point. This is extra information I will discuss. Okay, Takir or anyone, please remember shared data
Okay,
concept.
sir.
I will. Okay, fine. But we'll create normally. Okay, fine. Next, fiscal calendar. So I'm sorry. General ledger, collapse all, calendars, fiscal calendars. Actually, you need to create a new calendar, but look at this one. The calendars are by default available. Why? These calendars are, fiscal calendar is shared data or cross company data, enterprise level data. I have already discussed earlier. Remember, I have discussed if you create in one company, it will be available in all legal entities like chart of accounts, all these things. So here the calendar is already, it was created for another legal entity. The same thing, I'm going to use this calendar here. Okay, so you need not to create normally. If it is, if you have taken a license from the Microsoft, and if it is the first company will be that company. In this company, if it is a dat company, and if you don't have any companies, then in that case fiscal calendar will not be there because you have not created anything. So fresh, if you have taken a license, fresh license from Microsoft, the by default one company is available. that is dat. In this dat company, this will not be exist. You need to create fiscal calendar. Once it is created, suppose you have created SPLC, first company. Okay, first you need to create calendar, fiscal calendar. If it is a fresh database, but because USMF, DEMF, INMF, there are so many companies, for that companies it is already created. That is the reason it is showing already calendars. But in real time scenario, you will not have any calendars. You need to create fiscal calendar. That is the sequence step. Okay, you know this one, fiscal calendar, where it is available. Next, you need to create financial dimensions. Next one is financial dimensions. So general ledger, here in this chart of accounts, dimensions, financial dimensions. So by default, if you create SPLC new company, then this will not be exist. You need to click on new and you need to define or you need to create fiscal, like financial dimensions, whatever you want. It will be blank in real time scenario. Because why it is available? This is for USMF, for DEMF, for INMF. It was available. That is the reason it is showing already existing data. It is a shared data, but in real time scenario, you need to create. And here you need to remember the difference between 2012 and D365. If you want to activate is mandatory in D365. In 2012, there is no activate functionality for financial dimensions. You need to activate. This activate should be through maintenance mode. Using maintenance mode means if you have a real time, you will have one LCS, life cycle services. Through LCS link, you need to activate. So if you open LCS, suppose if you want to open the application, you don't have like this, you will find one, there will be one link, LCS link. If you go there, then left side or right side, there will be maintenance mode, something will be there. Though there you need to click on maintenance mode off, okay, on, and you need to activate here and then off. That is very simple. It is not a complex at all, but you need to do that one through maintenance mode. Otherwise, alternative option through SQL query also you can execute, but that is not suggestible. We are not expertise in SQL query. So if you are expertise, you can do it from SQL query. You can like maintenance mode on and do the activation and then off. You can do it. This is very simple. Don't worry. In real time scenario, you can do it. But I don't have LCS because it is not like licensed from Microsoft. This is not in the cloud database. Actually, this is a demo system. That is the reason I don't have LCS. Okay, simple. This is very simple. It is not a complex at all. So financial dimensions you need to create. Next, chart of accounts. You need to create chart of accounts. So you know this one, accounts, chart of accounts. This chart of accounts also, it should be empty in real time scenario, because if you have only that company and SPLC company, you will not have anything. You need to create chart of accounts. This is sample data given by Microsoft for different countries. For Brazil, they have different country, different number, like chart of accounts. I'm sorry. Chinese has different chart of accounts. This chart of accounts you need to collect from the client, and you need to create or you need to import using data management. Using data management, you can import, or you can create manually. No issues. If it is 300, 400, Manually you can create, otherwise you can use DMF. It is simple, we can do it. So chart of accounts you need to map. Next, currencies. Currencies. So currencies, general ledger, currencies. So this currency is also created by Microsoft. One is country masters, default available. And in the same manner, currency is also default, it is available. You need not to create. You need not to create any currencies. It will be by default, Microsoft is providing in that company. Then automatically it will be shared data, it will be available. You need not to create. Okay, only euros. Euro has this triangulation currency, reference currency for triangulation. What is this triangulation currency? We'll discuss. This will be used for Euro company, Europe only, not for other than Europe. It is not required. Only Europe countries they will use this triangulation currency. Neelu, you asked me about this triangulation currency. I have not explained. I will discuss after 1 week. Most probably
Sure.
next month. Yeah. So only triangulation currency functionality is enabled for euros, but for remaining currencies, suppose INR, nothing. For USD, this was not enabled. For some of the currencies, there is a gender also, but I think it is some Russia or some other country. I'm not expertise. So like gender is available, something. But currencies in general, it will not be there will not be any gender usually, but currency gender is applicable for few countries. I'm not aware of much. I'm not much aware of this one. I remember earlier for one currency, one or two currencies in the world, they have some currency gender. Usually it will not be. Okay, and the symbol, everything was created by Microsoft. You need not to worry. It was created by Microsoft. It was created by Microsoft. All the symbols, everything it is available. So wherever it is applicable, it is available by default. If it is AX 2009 oldest version, 12 years back version, you need to create manually. One by one you need to create. But in 2012 on D365, by default it is available. You need not to create. Fine. Okay. Any doubt? Anyone has any doubt till now?
So, Satya, these currencies are the all currencies wherever the whole world currencies are by default they're included by Microsoft, is it?
Exactly.
Okay.
Right. So countries and currencies was given by Microsoft. In this, only one it is not available. China has two currencies. One is local currency, another one is international currency. International currency and along with that one, their local currency is available. That local currency was not created here. That local currency was not created. That currency usually we don't use it. For only China, it will be used. There are two currencies. China yuan has one currency. China yuan, this is international currency, and renminbi something is their local currency. This will not be valid. We will not create this one. If it is a China company, they may use it. Okay, if you are implementing for China, it may be used. At that time, you may need to create this one, or it may be if you are selecting company legal entity like China, it may come. I don't know. I'm not aware of this one. Only this currency will not be exist, but remaining all currencies in the world, around 200 plus countries has different currencies. All currencies by default it will be available. You need not to create anything. Make sense? Fine. So please interrupt me if you have any doubts at any point of time. Next, currency exchange rates. I'm sorry. After that, currency exchange rates, exchange rate types and exchange rates. These two. Okay, first exchange rate types, 4 or 5. So it is available. You need to create. If you want, you can create. So by default, it will not be available, or it maybe exist. I don't think so. It will be available. You need to create a new exchange rate types. So one is exchange rate types, and then currency exchange rates. Exchange rate types, the naming convention, you are giving some naming convention, and then currency exchange rates. Here you are defining based on the average exchange rate type. There are some exchange rates, and then suppose naming convention was given. Okay, this is exchange rates. So while doing creating exchange rates, the conversion factor, it is better to use maximum conversion factor, so that minimum problems will be exist. Here try to use this one if you want. Conversion factor, whatever the maximum it is available in real time scenario, that is the best option. So that last character, because $1 equal to suppose 75.63789 or 63432 something, then while multiplication, last decimal 0.00002 is also very valuable. So let me give you example here. I think Inilu has also discussed this one. Suppose $1 equal to suppose 73.2342745. This is the conversion. Then if it is suppose $10, then the value is 73.733.42. It is Indian rupees. Am I right? So if it is $1,000, then it will be different. It is better to map conversion factor maximum, so that this last decimal here it is 42, it was deducted to 42, it was not updated. If it is suppose $1,000 or $10,000, then this decimal also impact heavily. If you are entering like this, it will if you are skipping this one second, then it will not show, it will show 0. If you are keeping maximum, like, so better to map always $1,000 equal to 76,235 something point 34. $1,000, 76,000. So the conversion factor, try to use maximum if you have the decimal importance. Okay, fine. So conversion factor is important. Fine. Exchange rate types and exchange rates we have configured. Next important is ledger. This is, if you compare with the human being with ERP, this is head. Okay, sorry, I missed one of the thing. After this, I need to create accounting structure. So you know this accounting structure, the importance. Okay, let me show that one, accounting structure, which I missed. In the chart of accounts, structures, configure account structures. Configure account structure is you need to create. So we have discussed already, you need to create configure account structure. This is most important. Once the account becomes available, then there's account structures. 1 second. So sometimes network issues. Okay. So network, see here, accounting structures you need to create. So while creating accounting structure, you are familiar with this one, like mandatory, optional. We learned a lot earlier, like department, business unit, whatever the accounting structure they want, client, as per the client requirement, you need to define. Okay, so financial consultants has need to discuss with the client a lot about these financial dimensions, because which financial dimensions they want for which ledger accounts, whether it is optional or mandatory. If you want to optional, you need to make enable this checkbox. If you don't want, it is a mandatory. So this we have discussed earlier a lot. So you need to create accounting structure. Okay, fine. Then once it is done, you need to create ledger form. You need to map ledger form in SPLC. So collapse all, ledger setup, ledger. Look at this one, it is a blank. We need to map. So we have created already chart of accounts. We have created already fiscal calendars. We have created accounting currency. Currency is available. Accounting currency you need to map, reporting currency you need to map, and then you need to map all those things. So first thing is chart of accounts already created. Already created. So that you need to map. I am mapping one chart of accounts. Suppose shared chart of accounts. Next, fiscal calendar. I'm mapping fiscal. And currency, I'm mapping US dollars. And reporting currency, I'm mapping, suppose, euros. If I map euro, automatically this will be enabled. Look at this one. If I map US dollars, then it will be disabled because conversion is not required. If it is euro, it will be enabled. What is the conversion factor you are going to use? I'm using default. So we have created already exchange rates. That exchange rates you need to define. So I'm using same default. If you want different exchange rates for budgeting, I will explain you differently. I will explain you later budgeting. But if you want differently exchange rates, you can map budgeting exchange rate types. Or if you want the same, you can use. This is your wish. Next, you need to map accounting structure. So I'm mapping manufacturing BS and manufacturing P&L. Simple. Two. Okay. So here there is a message. The fiscal calendar has been updated. We recommend you to run this recalculate ledger periods. So it is better to run this one. So many people will neglect this one. This will create problems. So for the reporting purpose, always suggestion, if you are touching anything, if you are changing here anything, try to run this like recalculate ledger periods. It will not take it will not take much than 1 minute. It will take only less than 1 minute only. Less than 1 minute. 10 seconds to 15 seconds. But it will impact heavily inside. So try to run this one if you are touching anywhere. And I'm showing you for USMF the same form. I'm going to USMF. In USMF, if I'm clicking edit, I cannot change this one. I cannot change this one. I cannot change this one. Shared chart of accounts, accounting currency, reporting currency. These cannot be modified once it is mapped. Even accounting structures also cannot be allowed to delete. In D365, it will not be allowed to delete. So are you able to hear me? Hello?
Audible, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
it
Yeah.
was
In
Now
between,
it's
little.
yeah, in between 1 minute it was disconnected. Okay. Remember, it is most important. Chart of accounts, accounting currency, reporting currency, and accounting structures. You need to configure with very like I mean to say precautions you need to take. You need to define whatever you want, and you cannot change these things once it is mapped. So in USMF you are not able to modify. Understood? But if I go to SPLC, currently it is allowing. The reason behind, I have not posted any single transaction. If I have created any single transaction, this will be locked. This will be locked. So before going to proceed, please take the decision, discuss with the client whether you want accounting currency, reporting currency perfectly the same or not. If you suppose after 1 year or after 6 months you want to change these currencies, then you need to close this company and you need to create a new company. You don't have alternative. If you would like to change, particularly majority clients, they would like to change reporting currency after some time. So in some clients they would like to change the reporting currency. What they will do, they will not map any currency initially, and they will like to map this currency later on. This is the request. In general, the people will come back to you. If they are coming back to you like after 6 months or after 1 year, I want to add reporting currency, no, it will not allow you. Even actually usually we don't change this one, it is fine, everything, only reporting currency. This may happen in your life while implementing. So discuss with the client and take the decision whether they want reporting currency or not. If they want, in the very first only you need to map. Later on you cannot. Understood, everyone? This is, if you are comparing with a human being with the Dynamics AX ERP, this is a head. This is head and this is brain. And this may be mouth, maybe nose, maybe eyes, whatever it may be. This may be eyes, shade sort of forms. Just I'm comparing. This is equal to head of the human. How it is important? Dynamics AX for entire application. This is head of the application. Based on this instructions, accounting structure instructions, the application will work. So it is most important, this form. So please try to map properly with several rounds of discussions with the client and try to map properly. One is accounting structure. Of course, accounting structure you can modify at any point of time, but you cannot delete. Okay, you can modify. If you go inside and you can modify. Okay, currencies, everything. These things, of course, this currency, this exchange rate types you can change at any point of time. This can be changed. But chart of accounts, accounting structure, accounting currency, reporting currency should be freezed properly. Okay, fine. I hope it is clear to everyone. Next. So ledger, you have to map all those things. Chart of accounts, accounting structure, fiscal calendar, accounting currency, reporting currency, exchange rates. And here there is currency revaluations. I have not explained this one. Foreign currency revaluation, I need to explain one of the topic, pending topic, foreign currency revaluation. At the time you will understand realized gain loss, unrealized gain loss. I will discuss with you later. Yes, please. Someone is unmuted. Anyone has any doubt? Okay, this I will discuss later. Okay, fine. Next one is general ledger parameters. General ledger parameters. General ledger setup, general ledger parameters. Here you need to map maximum penny difference to 0.001, minimum 0.001. If you want maximum, you can map this one. This is must. Why I need to map this one? Yesterday, like 2 days before, we have discussed in the taxes also, like 22, suppose 20 by 3, it is 6.66666. So rounding should be in the second decimal. So then in this case 20 by 3 means, if the mapping is like this, then it is 6.67. This is rounding precision is 0.01. If you map 6.70, if you map like this, if you map so anything you can map. Usually the best practice is this one. Just give me 1 second, please. Okay, so usually this is the best practice. I think you are aware of this one. This you will learn in 8th, 9th, 10th standard. The same thing we are applying here. Of course, who are not interested in mathematics, they may forget, but you can map this one. Okay, next. So sales tax, it is not mandatory. If you want, you can map it. But one thing you need to remember, batch transfer rules. Here there are two options, actually three options are available. Actually synchronous was depreciated by Microsoft. If I map like this, then I will get a pop-up message. The synchronous option is depreciated. Use either asynchronous or scheduled batch. So in 2012 it is available synchronous, but in D365 it was, you cannot use this one. You can map asynchronous or scheduled batch. What is this actually? Scheduled batch and synchronous. Suppose purchase order posting. Purchase order posting, it is posting, it will not, if it is not required to post immediately. The transactions can be created and if it is not required to see the voucher immediately. So for that, to minimize your performance, suppose in your company there are 500 users, or there are 1000 users, or there are 5000 users. If everyone is posting transaction, there will be a burden to the system. Performance will be come down in maybe seconds, in maybe minutes. Usually it will be seconds only, it will not be minutes. Usually it will be seconds, it will impact. So to minimize that one, I can map scheduled batch or asynchronous. Asynchronous means whenever the system is free, the traffic. Example, I will tell you. Suppose you are going on the road, main road. At that time there is a heavy traffic. So asynchronous means what it will do. Synchronous means you are trying to go in that traffic only, moving like 1 feet and brake, moving 1 feet, brake, moving 1 feet, brake. Asynchronous means it will not be immediately. You are waiting left side somewhere else, let them go this traffic. For if I wait for 10 minutes, all the traffic will be cleared. After that I will go clearly. Asynchronous. Okay, scheduled batch means it will not post immediately, it will post whenever, whatever the offline business, I mean to say, whatever I'm posting purchase order invoices, I need not to post immediately. I will post immediately, but voucher will not be required to show in the like in this form immediately. It will, I can see this voucher later. I mean to say, after suppose morning 9 to 6 it is working hours, at 8 o'clock there will be one batch, it will execute automatically, then vouchers will be posted later. Okay, that is scheduled batch. Scheduled batch means offline working hours you are going to schedule. Asynchronous means immediately, but whenever the traffic is there, it will wait for the traffic clearance. But synchronous is, even the traffic is there, with the traffic it will try to post. So this synchronous is available in 2012, and this synchronous is available in 7.0, 7.1, 7.2, 7.3 and 8.0 versions, the oldest versions. But 10.01 onwards, the Microsoft has depreciated this feature. You can select either asynchronous or scheduled. Asynchronous or scheduled batch. So currently I'm mapping asynchronous. Yeah, anyone has any doubt here? Yeah.
Yeah, Satya, is this applicable for regular transactions also or only for transfer rules?
This is applicable for purchase order and free text invoices. And not only that one, there are here the document types is available. Of course, for sales invoice it is not applicable, but product receipt, project revenue, project inventory cost, free text invoice, like a pay statement, vendor invoice. It is not sales invoice, it is differently. This is not a, it is sales complementary invoice, not sales invoice. All this type documents, but not sales invoice. You will not find sales invoice here, because sales invoice, it should be immediately to the, it should be effect to the customer immediately, because it should show customer balance immediately. It is required for me. So for that, I'm not applying here. You can see these documents. So particularly there is in project management and accounting, there are so many things. That is the reason it is available. For you, it is like purchase order, product receipt, and invoice. Those things. Okay, purchases only, and free text invoice also. In sales type, in sales process, free text invoice only. Clear? Okay. Next, chart of accounts and financial dimensions delimiter means whenever you are posting a transaction, chart of accounts with financial dimensions you are entering, the delimiter, if you want to change, you can change. You can change the delimiter, whatever the delimiter you want, you can change. But the best practice is this one. That means 6001100 dash Hyderabad is business unit dash finance is the like department or accounts department, like that dash. So if you want differently, you can use. System has flexibility, but this is not usually we will use this one delimiter. Okay, we are not, I'm not modifying anything. Okay, and ledger settlements. So advanced ledger settlement is available. If you want, you can use this one, otherwise this one. So this advanced ledger settlement I will discuss with you later. Okay, after some time, write down in your pending point advanced ledger settlement. Usually I will forget. This is usually I will not teach in the sessions, but please write down. We'll discuss this one later. What is this means? Okay, fine. Remaining nothing. It is not required. Normal process. So the most important you need to remember in the ledger form, these two things, and then batch transfer is most important. And one more thing I need to tell you in general ledger, accounting rules don't enable this one. Use posting definitions. If you enable, look at this one pop-up message. If you select this checkbox, posting profiles are no longer used. That means posting profiles in accounts receivable module, customer posting profiles, vendor posting profiles will not work. If you enable this one, then which will work? I'm disabling. Let me show you duplicate. So if you are enabling this one, system is telling like this will not work. What is this means? We have created accounts receivable module, customer posting profiles. This will not work. This will not work. We are going to create actually. Okay, and we know like vendor posting profiles. This will not work. Then which one will work? This will post transaction posting definitions form. This will work. What is this transaction posting definitions? It is in general ledger. This will work. Here you need to map posting definitions. So what is this actually? This is for public sector. So public sector is a different application. I mean to say application behaves differently in the public sector. That means there in the public sector, budgeting is most probably 99.99% mandatory, and it will be completely different public sector. So be remember, don't enable this one. Accounting rules to use posting definitions. Don't enable this one. Okay, fine. This is precaution you need to make sure, because if you enable that one, then these two will come into the picture. Posting definitions you can define here. This is a different functionality, different application, behaves differently. Very few clients only they will use this one. Very few clients. Okay, and you need to define here, and you need to define transaction posting definitions. Okay, so for you, I'm just telling you, like, most probably you are not going to use this one. So it is very few clients only they have implemented this use posting definitions. Okay, this is for public sector organizations. Fine. Just I have given clarification. In real-time scenario, I have not implemented public sector. I know the knowledge on that one, but I have not implemented in real-time scenario. I have implemented for manufacturing company, for for wholesale distribution companies, but not for public sector. I have not worked, but I have given support for this public sectors. Fine. Okay. Next one is posting setup. Accounts for automatic transactions. Till now we have learned this, we have not gone through this one. This is a new thing. Accounts for automatic transactions. See here, don't click new. If you click new, it will show something. Don't click new.
Let's have one question.
Click on, yes please.
Sorry.
Yeah.
In the batch transfer rules, actually, can you go back to that form?
Yeah.
Right. Do we have to create each and every line for a purchase order, and then for each and
For all,
everything? Do we...
yeah, for all I have mapped asynchronous. If you want
Yeah.
some exception case for one specific document, suppose vendor invoice, take the example like vendor invoice, I want to map a scheduled, yes, I can map. So for all documents, it will be executed scheduled, and this one, it will be scheduled batch.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Welcome. So I'm not mapping. If you want, if you are still confusing, so maybe many people may confuse this one. If you are confusing, I will explain you once again. Whenever we will do on purchase order invoice, we'll post it, and I will show you practically what is happening. Okay, please remind me during purchase order invoice. If you want, I will come here and I will explain you once again in one shot. If you are not able to understand, not able to follow me, definitely I will discuss, most probably tomorrow. Whenever we are doing vendor invoice, I will discuss this point. Okay, please remind me while doing purchase order invoice. Fine. Now going back, so accounts for automatic transactions. What is this means? So while here in general ledger parameters, 20 by 3, it is 6.67, because we have mapped rounding precision 0.01. This is in the front end. In the back end database level, SQL server, this will be stored like around 15 characters or something. That means in the back end it will store 6.66666666, around 10 to 15 digits in the back end in the table level database stores. But in the front end it is coming 6.67. So there is a difference between these two. Agree with me? This is 6.67 is in the front end in the application, but whereas in the back end it is posted like. So this difference between these two should be posted to some account, that is accounts for automatic transactions. So in the application, whenever you are doing transactions, it is showing 6.67. So everyone, I hope everyone aware of this one. Front end application is different and database is SQL Server. It is in the back end. This data will be stored in SQL Server. So in the SQL Server table level fields, it was mapped like this. So there is a difference. These two differences will be posted to this accounts here. That is the reason, don't click new. It is mandatory. Create default types. So it is mandatory for all these things. You need to map one ledger account. So usually it is one account is enough. If you want, you need to map all these things. It is must. I'm mapping one account is fine for me. This is mandatory setup. Create defaults. But apart from that one, if you want something, you can map. So one is penny difference in accounting currency. Penny difference in accounting currency, penny difference in reporting currency, year end result, different processes. Consolidation process, customer cash discount calculation, vendor cash discount calculation, sales order invoice rounding, vendor invoice posting. So while doing these transactions, if any rounding is there, it will be posted. If you are not mapped like this, you will face errors like 263.66 accounting currency, US dollars, and 263.66 US dollars reporting currency is not tallied. You will face this kind of issues. It is same actually, but in the back end, in the table level, it may be 2, it may be a 3. This will not be visible to you. This will not be visible to you. It will show you like this. It is telling like both values are same, but it is not tallied. You will face this kind of error messages a lot. So to minimize that error messages, like you need to come out from that error messages. For that you need to map this one. It is most important. So if you don't want error account, you can skip. Some clients, they don't want error account. Yes, you can skip, but remaining all are mandatory, because while doing posting vendor invoice, it is showing like this, the calculation is showing like this, then it will not allow you to post the transaction. Why? Actually the same value in the table level, it is 2, this is 3 in the back end. Then the difference should be posted to one account, that is, so what is the difference between these two? It is 0.001, third decimal or fourth decimal. Sometimes it may be like this. So the difference between these two is 0.00001, very minute value. So that value should be posted to one account. So this is while doing posting vendor invoice, this is sales order invoice, this is customer cash discount whenever it is calculating, this is vendor cash discount, this is penny differences in transactions in accounting currency and reporting currency, and during year-end process, it is coming. This is for consolidation process. During these transactions, it is must. System should not stop me to not to post this kind of error messages. To accommodate this one, you need to map. Understood? This is most important. Many people, even 4-5 years experience guys, they are not aware of this one. This will be whenever I'm giving support, they have not mapped this and this one, then they will get error messages. They are not allowed to post the vendor invoice. They will get error messages, customer invoices. They will face challenges. So this is the reason it is create default types. It is mandatory. Apart from that one, if you need something, yes, you may require to map some other like taxes also. While doing taxes, if it is coming like this, you need to map sales tax. Minimum to minimum, these things you need to map. While facing challenges, if it is sales tax is not posting properly, then you need to map like this. Understood? It is most important.
So I have one question.
Yes. Yeah.
So while doing my actually in a live scenario, I'm getting these errors frequently. Then I asked with the financial consultant. They are saying that while changing the invoice numbers and something else, it will be pop up. It will disappear. Is that any impact on the invoice numbers while posting in the manual entries? It is.
No, I don't think so. You will, if you are getting this kind of like same amount accounting currency and reporting currency, it is not tallied. If you are getting this kind of
Yes.
error messages,
This
90%.
depends on round off, right?
Exactly, round off. Yes.
It is not impact with any invoice numbers or any transactions,
No, I don't think so.
duplications.
I don't think so. Because while doing calculation, see the decimal 17, if you are applying, if you are multiplying with 17, or if you are dividing with 17, 17 is a prime factor,
Yeah.
prime number. If you are dividing or if you are multiplying, then you will get some 6, 7, 8 decimals. Am I right?
Correct. Correct.
So in that case, you will face errors. Definitely will face errors.
Okay.
So my suggestion is, even sorry, who is I'm speaking with?
Balaji.
Balaji. So you
Yeah.
are P&L consultant, am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So even you are a T&L consultant, you can come to this general ledger and you can verify whether this ledger accounts are mapped or not.
Okay.
As I told you, even 4-5 years experience functional consultants, they will least bothering about this one. They don't know about this one. So
Okay.
why I'm telling this one, whenever learning in the very first, so you know, like elephant, you can block that elephant with the grass.
Yeah.
The reason behind, in the child, it was actually tightly tagged with the grass. At that time, the elephant is not like tried to remove like come out from that one, it will not. But if it is grown also, after growing also, even that big elephant, it can, if it is the leg is pulled simply, it will come out, but it will not try. The reason behind, while learning, while child also, the problem is there. So in the same manner, while learning, if you are not learning properly with the proper trainer in the very first, you may be going in a wrong directions. Okay, so many people learning with this half knowledge, then you are facing problems. Okay, so my suggestion is, even though functional consultant is like he's concentrating or not, you can come and you can come here and you can verify whether it is mapped properly or not. Suppose while posting sales tax related error message you are getting, like, then you can try to map sales tax. Got my point, Balaji?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome. So whatever you are facing related that topic, you need to map it. So it is looks like there is no much benefit, but it is impacts, it will impacts a lot in real time scenario. Fine. So now general ledger related module setups, all are finance related setups we have configured. GL setups, all those things we have configured. Next, coming to accounts payable module. Accounts payable. Now, first thing is you need to map vendor groups. Vendor groups. First thing is you need to create vendor groups. Of course, these vendor groups can be created by both T&L consultant and SCM consultant. I mean to say both finance and SCM consultants. Okay, here this is customer data, the client data. Based on that, you need to create domestic vendors. International vendors. I'm sorry. So I'm creating international vendors and domestic vendors. If your client has, suppose, Chennai vendors or Tamil Nadu vendors or Karnataka vendors, Mumbai, Maharashtra vendors, Delhi vendors. This vendor group is not defined by you. This is you need to collect from the client. Whatever the vendors are following vendor groups, that you need to collect vendor groups. Okay, vendor groups you need to create. Next, you need to create vendor. Next, you need to create vendor. So while creating vendor group is mandatory. That is the reason I have created vendor group, and then I'm creating a vendor. Okay, while creating a vendor, we have multiple options, two options. One is organization, one is person. Okay, usually it will be organization. Sometimes you are purchasing the material from take the example service kind of thing, painting. You are taking service from the one of the person. Then if you want, you can select person also. 99% it will be organizations will purchase the material from the another company. From another company will purchase. But in case if you are taking service, if you are purchasing service from the person, not an organization, you can select person also. We have option. Okay, tell me anyone your favorite organization from where you want to purchase the material. Anyone? And yeah, can anyone tell me any favorite company name where you want to purchase the material?
Philips.
Philips. Okay. Philips. And what is the group means? Domestic group. I'm mapping. Any group is fine. And remember, see, the vendor code is, it is coming automatically SPLC. Normally, if I have not mapped, if I have not modified, it will show SPLC 0001. But now I have added V in the vendor creation module. I have modified number sequences. That is the reason it is showing SPLC-V-001. If I am creating new vendor, it will show SPLC V-002. Okay, suppose Rama Electronics or Enterprises. Domestic group, like you can create. And remember, while creating vendor, one important is here currency is automatically populating. If you want to, you can modify. What is this currency means? Here, this organization currency. If you are importing material from some other country, then you need to change this currency. As of now, in the ledger form, whatever the currency I have mapped, that currency is coming automatically. Okay, and one small mistake I did it. In the legal entity, I need to map language. That is, I have missed. Let me go back. So the second step, organization administration, legal entities, SPLC, legal entity, SPLC, legal entity. Here I need to map language. Usually try to map EN/US. Actually, if you have a license from the Microsoft, proper license, you can have so many languages. Arabic language, Bahrain, so Oman, Qatar, different countries has different languages. Spain also available. French language, Belgium. But don't play with this language. Try to map EN/US. Why? In the demo system, you are practicing in the demo system, you will have all the related information with EN/US. But if you are purchasing license from the Microsoft, then if you have taken a license for some other language, yes, you can do it. Whatever the language you want, but in general, I will map EN/US. You can play with this one if you want. So standard, if you want while practicing, try to map EN/US. First EN/US, and then later if you want to create a number of times, once you get confident on the product, like creating a complete process, then you can play with that language. But initially, try to map for learning, try to map EN/US. Once you are confident on company creation process, you are playing with the system a lot, then if you want, you can change the language. Sometimes some languages may not work properly because this is a demo system. I'm not sure about that one. Okay, fine. So because this I have missed, this is because of this reason, in the vendor and customer also it was not populated. So that is I have missed. That is the reason I need to map here. Otherwise, it is not required for the another one. It will come automatically. I mean to say, if I'm creating third one, it will automatically populate it from the legal entity. But already created one, it will not update. I need to update that language because I missed this one, and I need to map that whatever I have missed. For the third one, if I'm creating, it will populate automatically. You need not to worry, that language will come. Okay, because this is I missed the reason behind it is not showing here. Fine, vendor was created. Vendor was created. Just to give me 1 minute, I will be back in 1 minute, please. Yeah, I'm back. So language is must. You need to map the language. Fine. So vendor group is created. Vendor is created. Now we need to create vendor posting profiles. Accounts payable, vendor posting profiles. Next one is vendor posting profiles. So click new. You can create whatever the name you want, you can give. Here it is better to map first all. One account, and you can map
Yeah.
group wise. Yes, please. Yeah.
Like, for example, if the client is having any legal, sorry, any legacy systems, so he got his master's data, like a vendor data, chart of account data, customer data. So all can be imported into this without
Yes.
creating manually.
Actually, we can import. You need to provide Excel file to them. So using data management system, using data management, you can export the format, and you can arrange that format to them, and they need to fill the data in that format.
Including chart of accounts.
Yes, chart of accounts, customer masters, vendor masters, item master, all these things we can import rather than manually creation.
All right. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Fine. So if you want a little bit more details, we'll discuss separately. Remind me after this company creation process after 3 days. Definitely will come back. Okay. So where we can do what we can do, I will show you in DMF. Fine.
Thank you.
Yeah. So here it is better to map one account for all, and group wise as per the client requirement you need to map it. This is completely specific customer data. While practicing you can create your own, but in real time scenario it is a specific, because group is also customer client groups only, and client account numbers only. Okay, fine. So I have created group and I have created all. So international vendors, I have not mapped any specific group, then it will be populated to this one. Fine. Vendor group is created. So vendor posting profile is created. Once the vendor posting profile is created, you need to map that one in the accounts payable parameters, ledger and sales tax tab, so accounts payable parameters, ledger and sales tax tab, you need to map that posting profile, whatever you have created. Okay, you need to map like this. Fine. Same manner customer side also, the same, all these four you need to map same customer side. 18 customer group, customer, customer posting profiles, and accounts receivable parameters. Same customer posting profiles. The same thing you need to map. This is 19, this is 20, 21. So let us create that accounts receivable side. Customer groups is not available here, it is available here, okay, somewhere else. That's it. Suppose Hyderabad customers, anything. So here Warangal customers, something you can create. This is, you are going to collect properly from the customer, like a client. From the client you need to collect the information. Now you need to create a customer. Can anyone quickly tell me any customer, your favorite customer name you'd like to sell the material?
Siemens.
Suppose, yeah, sorry,
Siemens.
Siemens, okay. Can you spell out?
SIEMENS.
MENS. Okay. So customer group is mandatory. You can create. So while creating customer, country is mandatory. For vendor also mandatory, but for customer, it is most important. That is the reason the form is looks differently. For the same, for this also automatically language will be populated. Somewhere else I will show you. Okay, click save. So language is automatically populated and the currency also populated. If you want to change, you can change, but extra country also it was updated. It was also updated. I'm creating new. So SPLC -C-001. By looking into this C, I can understand this is a customer. I'm creating another customer. Some Ramana Enterprises. Customer group. Suppose Warangal customers. Click save. Like this you can create. This is manually you can create, or usually in real-time scenario, DMF, data management, using data management will import the customers. For sample practicing purpose, we can create. Then you need to map customer posting profiles. So finance consultants, all this you have learned already. So of course for T&L consultant, it is looks like a different, but you can try for T&L consultants. It's not a complex, but you cannot understand 100%. For customer group also we can map. I'm mapping domestic only. Fine. Actually, for both, I have mapped the same account. No issues. This you know already. And once again, the same, you need to map customer posting profile in the parameters. Ledger and sales tax tab. You need to map customer posting profile. Okay. Next. So these things, in another 5 minutes, we'll finish it. So these things you are from AP and ER. Okay. Next one is in accounts receivable parameters only. Accounts receivable parameters. General tab. Sales default types. Here, the order type should be changed to sales order. The order type. I think we have discussed in T&L the types. If not, I will discuss with you after this company creation process, T&L. Please remind me if I have not discussed. I hope it was discussed. Order types. If it is missed, I need to discuss with you. Remind me if it is missed in case. Okay, the type from journal to order, sales order, you need to define. Whether I have discussed or not. Anyone has any?
No, sir, it is not discussed.
Okay, fine. Then in that case, I will discuss. Small topic, 10-15 minutes topic, we'll discuss. So general tab. This is T&L topic. Okay, general tab. Sales order type. So order type should be changed to sales order. Next. In the same manner, for purchase also you need to change. For purchase, we don't have in accounts payable. It is in procurement and sourcing. Actually, this should be in AR. It is not. Should not be AR. It should be in sales and marketing parameters. That is called cosmetic bug. The placement is wrong. It should be in sales and marketing. Okay, fine. No issues. It is a small cosmetic bug, kind of bug. Okay, procurement and sourcing module. Setup. Procurement and sourcing parameters. So here the type should be changed to sales purchase order. So it is in procurement and sourcing parameters, general tab, then order type should be purchase order. Should be purchase order. Okay, fine. Once it is done, then tomorrow inventory related topics we are going to map it. So majorly tomorrow it will be T&L topics, but please join for finance also. Okay, everyone, please join by 6 o'clock. So I will show you. We need to create an item master. If you want to create an item master, we need to have storage dimension group, tracking dimension group, product dimension group, item group, item model group, inventory unit, purchase unit, sales unit. So that should be created first. After creation of all these things, we'll create item master, and then we'll do a purchase order and sales order invoice. We'll post some transactions and we'll do it some transactions. Okay, so I'm stopping here for today. We'll connect once again 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Please join by 6 a.m. everyone, both finance and T&L.
Sir, yeah. So if you don't mind, can you please share this notepad on the group?
Sure, definitely. I will share with everyone in
Okay,
both.
thank
Okay. So tomorrow also I will continue and I will show you this company creation process. You need to practice minimum to minimum 10 to 15 times, 15 times, 20 times. So initially this company creation process, it may took for you 2 to 3 hours time, 4 hours time, but later on it should take 30 minutes. Within 30 minutes you need to create purchase order invoice, vendor sales order invoice, vendor payment, customer payment. If you are a finance consultant, vendor payment, customer payment also you need to complete in 30 minutes, the company creation process. Of course I'm explaining 4 hours, 5 hours, but it will not take that much time. It is 30 minutes only. So this is most important for everyone. Of course, for T&L consultants, you are not expertise in this area, so it is maybe minimum, like it may not required for you, but if you practice T&L consultant also, that will be good for your career, your life. Okay, I will share you in another 5-10 minutes for all of you. Okay, fine. I'm stopping here for
you.
today. We'll connect once again
Thank you.
tomorrow. Yeah,
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
yeah, welcome.
Thank you.